Charging too. Check, 1, 2. Can we get the MC mic turned on?
Mic checking, 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you give me a little more volume over here if you can? I want to say good evening to each and every one of you. We're going to ask each and every one of you to start coming into the hallway here, into the room, and we're going to start our program here in just a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Think Indigenous 2025, we welcome each and every one of you from all your home territories, each and every one of you that have come to be a part of this year's educational symposium. We're very proud to present to you on behalf of the Kaktuwishtahau First Nation Evening of Northern Plains Grass Dance Championship. Now, I know a lot of you paid a fee. A lot of you came to be a part of tonight's doings. And first of all, we want to just say that tonight is a night here that is going to make a lot of history. It's going to be a momentum of history on behalf of many of our dancers and families, and those of you that have came to witness some world-class caliber championship dancing. Tonight, we have two outstanding drums that have joined us here this evening, and we want to certainly give them a big round of applause as we introduce Wooden Face of the White Bear First Nation. Let's give them a big round of applause, singing out of Treaty 4, one of our champion drum groups. And of course, one of our visiting drum groups, no stranger to any celebration, singing out of Rocky Boy Agency, the Rocky Boy Agency Singers. How about a big round of applause? And tonight's presentation, of course, is brought by Think Indigenous in sponsorship with Kaktuwishtahau First Nation and all the assortment of sponsors. And please refer to your conference handbook and, of course, to the mobile app. You can certainly take those notes home with you. It's been a great day of gathering here in the Connexus Center, and we're very happy this evening time. There's been a lot of anticipation for this evening's event. We have some outstanding individuals that are going to be taking the stage here momentarily, and as a part of our culture and our history, we always start with the drum. And a part of our story begins with the drum. And many of you will know that throughout history, it has been song that has taken us through all of our customary ways. It has been song that has been one of the true ways that we unite as a people and as a nation. These drum groups here are going to bring some of the most outstanding grass dance songs of all time that have been composed through a lot of history. And so these songs are going to be in recognition and acknowledgement to our grass dance societies throughout the Northern Plains. And there's a lot of stories that are going to be shared tonight. We want to let you all know that we have some recognized individuals that have been a part of the grass dance family, a part of the grass dance way of life for many years. And they are generational leaders. They are generational iconic mentors and heroes that we are going to hear from tonight. I, as the Iyapaha, I share with you a lifetime of understanding as well. I don't claim to know anything. I don't claim to understand anything. But I'm going to share with you some of the stories that was relayed to us throughout our history. And this history, of course, is understood through a lot of our elders. This history comes to us because of the sacrifice that had been made by many of our people throughout our tribal history. And today, when we talk about this grass dance, we know that this is where it came to be, as we know our modern day powwow societies, our modern day powwow, it is the grass dance. We know that this dance came to us from the Omaha people. The Omaha people in current day time, they reside in the state of Nebraska, and they have this dance, the Omaha Wachipi. And we know that this Halushka, this way of the tail feather dance, there's a very special story, and tonight some of these individuals are going to convey that through their dance. Tonight, some of our speakers, some of our legends, our living legends that we're going to bring forward and we're going to introduce in a little bit here this evening time, they're going to convey a thought, they're going to convey a memory, and a lot of the stories that are living stories for them. These are some of the things that we wish to convey to each and every one of you, especially to our younger generation that need to hold these stories and customs in our very core function as Indigenous people. Tonight, we also want to say that a part of this delivery here, no matter, although it's a contest, although we know there's some prize money that is going to be awarded here this evening, the foundational idea of what we want to share is about tradition. It's about building an identity. It's about building an awareness and maintaining the very things that our culture and history is founded upon. And these are the things like our language, these things of our clans and our societies, the things of our TIIEC, our family groups, our kinship. Our tribal governance system one time was based upon this grass dance society. Today, we don't get to see that very much. We don't get to see active grass dance societies. But those communities and nations that still have one, we are grateful for those upkeep of that grass dance society, because that's where our whistle carriers come from. That's where our drum keepers come from. That is where these dance societies and the laws and all the things that we hold so true to this dance arena and to this arena of life comes from this grass dance tradition. Part of this story that they're going to share with you tonight is not only an interpretation of what these singers bring, but it is their own personal interpretation of what they saw from their mentors, the people that impressed upon them a core reality of what we call the Omaha Wachipi. Many of our traditions are based upon this grass dance society, and a lot of us, we only understand maybe a contemporary form of that. But tonight we're going to attempt to bring a showcase of natural-born talent, and we're going to also bring a story from an indigenous consciousness from our people. And we hope that you're all ready for this evening. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, are you ready for the Northern Plains Grass Dance Championship? Now, those of you that thought there was valet parking, we apologize, there's no such thing. We'll return your keys later. In the meantime, we're going to come on over here to White Bear, Saskatchewan, We're going to come on over here to Mr. Junior MacArthur, also in his time and his era was quite a grass dancer. Somehow he got shacked up in Kaktuwishtahau, put away the beadwork, is now a singer. We're very grateful that the many roles that Junior provides throughout the Treaty 4 territory, throughout the lands. We know that he's a true cultural preservationist. We're going to come on over here. I apologize. I believe we're going over here to the Rocky Boy. Is that right? Okay. The note said otherwise, but that's all right. This is the song on behalf of our singers. As many of you will know, there's a song that goes along with these singers and these drums, and each territory and each hometown, each of these drum keepers, they have their song. And so years back, this is how we would activate the what is about to happen is we'd start with the singers. And so this drum song will activate this starting point for all of us here. Those of you that wish, you may stand or you may hang out in whatever way you feel comfortable. Just stay close to your Nietzsche moose, whatever. All right. Anytime you're ready. Rocky Boy, here we go. Thank you very much for standing, ladies and gentlemen. We want to say thank you to the Rocky Boy Agency singers for sharing that song. And also in the Rocky Boy, they have an active grass dance society there. And they have some active members that are here with us. And so we appreciate the Rocky Boy relatives for being here this evening. As we go into tonight's program, of course, we have our good friend, a long-time leader, a veteran, a Kichida, a defender on behalf of our people, not only of the Kaktuwishtahau, but he went and defended our people on a world landscape as a veteran, ladies and gentlemen. And at this time, I'm great honor to introduce Chief Evan Taputat of the Kaktuwishtahau First Nation tonight to greet each and every one of you as our sponsor. How about a big round of applause right here?
Testing. There we go. Thank you, Donnie. Good evening, everybody. Evan Taputat, Natsiga Sun Kakwistal First Nation Ochinia. I want to take this time to welcome everybody to what has essentially been about 6-8 months of hard work. Before we get going, I want to acknowledge my good friend Dexter. Dexter raised his pipes for us this morning as that song started. Dexter rose, and as our elders do, we should do as well. So Dexter, thank you for that, my friend. I was just backstage with the dancers, 8 championship dancers, 8 dancers that don't really lose, 8 dancers that always get their name called. And the way we found these dancers was we told Chris Scribe, look at all the big powwows from last summer, take the top 2, split them into AI, and get us the top 8 from here. And in went about 16 names, and they spit out the 8 names, 8 champions. We reached out to those 8, and all 8 contacted back right away and said, we're in. So we're really excited to have them here tonight. If you think about the NHL, you think about the NFL, the NBA, the Major League of Baseball, these are the best of the best of the best. They're here tonight. They have been training in things like marathons. A couple of them just ran in the Las Vegas Marathon. They've been playing hockey games with the Gordon's Hawks. They have been running. They have been training at weighted vests. Tonight, they're going to jam for everybody. They're going to jam for the world to see. And we are absolutely excited to have them. Alongside them are the best arena directors, the best MCs, and the best sound and music people. Let's give those folks a round of applause. They don't get much credit. Last but not least, we have 2 of the best drums out there in the world. Wooden Face, my good friend Jerry MacArthur. Let's give them a round of applause. They're ready to go. I told JR and Vida, no fighting leading up to the week. I want his voice vocals crisp. Okay, so Vida Faith, there was no arguing with him and JR this week. He's good. And also our good friends from Rocky Boy, the Rocky Boy Agency. Let's give them a round of applause. So a little bit about the prize money tonight. The prize money is only made, we're only putting out the big prize because of sponsorship. We didn't go into Kakwistau's funds anywhere and take anything from education, housing, recreation. We just said, we are going to get this money donated from the people that we do business with. So it's important that we acknowledge our business friends tonight. I'm going to ask them to stand as I introduce them. First up, Yorkton Tribal Council are here. Chief Isabel, if you'll stand with your folks. Also, Mosaic Potash is here. Mosaic, let's stand if you will. And I'm going to say the dreaded E word, Enbridge. They're here as well somewhere. They're coming, they're a little bit late. And also, we'll lump these ones in together for the sake of time. BHP, Maurice Law, Redhead Equipment, and SMP Law. Tonight, let's give them a round of applause. So tonight, the dancers are dancing for, first place will be 10,000, second place will be 8,000, third place will be 6,000, fourth place will be 4,000, and the 5, 6, 7, 8 will each get 3,000 as well. They got all 5. And as well, they all got a $500 honorarium to travel here. And we know that didn't cover that very far with the cost of plane tickets. Last but not least, on Kakwistau First Nation, and as we should be in this world, we are about diversity and inclusion. We are about equality. When this first came about, Chris Scribe said, let's do a men's grass dance. And my first thought was, well, what about the women? What about the life givers? So I'm proud to announce that next year's event, we will do the women's jingle dress competition right here, same time, same place. Same prize money, same prize money. So I will stop there because no one is here to see me tonight, all right? No one wants to see a chief up there forever. So on behalf of Councillor Corey Alexson, Councillor Michael Bob, Councillor Iris Tapetat Scribe, and Councillor William Kesawisamat, and the 2,300 members that call Kakwistau home, please enjoy. On Kakwistau, we like to get compliments and we like to get constructive criticism as well. If there's anything we can do better for next year's event, please reach out to me. I got thick skin. Ekase, can I ask him it now?
How about a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, Chief Evan Tapetat. On behalf of the Chief and Council and all the residents of the Kakwistau First Nation. Tonight, I do believe we're going to get ready to go. It's grass dance time. And friends and relatives here momentarily, we're going to go ahead with the We're going to come on over here to the wooden face to bring forward the start of tonight. And years ago, historically, our grass dancers would come into the camp area and flatten down the grass. This predates lawnmowers and all that good stuff. And this is where the scientists and historians thought that these crop circles were aliens, but it truly was grass dancers. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to turn it on over here to wooden face to begin tonight. And we're going to call forward our outstanding grass dancers. Welcome the grass dancers. Here we go. Hookah, wooden face. Wicca. Ah, hey. It's one hey. Heshe wa chippy. Omaha wa chippy. Heshiba chipi okola akiche. Daya honike. Wachipi oskate. Ahey. Ladies and gentlemen, as we make welcome. What a beautiful dance, what a beautiful time. round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? How about a big round of applause? What an outstanding, outstanding dancing. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come into tonight's official gathering, there's some special individuals that have been recognized to bring forward a prayer, but also a historical sharing on behalf of our way of life, our grass dance way of life. Would like to ask Mr. Dennis Omiyasu to join us out here in the center of our arena. Ladies and gentlemen, you see our elder Dexter Asapas. You see our good friend from Long Plains, Manitoba, Mr. Dennis Meaches, Chief Delbert Wapas of the Thunder Child First Nation, and of course, one of our longtime grass dance legends of this area, Mr. Ron McNabb. Tonight, these gentlemen here have been asked to share a prayer to ask for good dancing, good feelings, good energy, good vibes for these dancers as they share their life's work with each and every one of you. There was prayers done this morning time with the pipe so that these gentlemen and each and every one of you could travel here safely. At the same time, that one of these dancers here, as they share, these singers, as they share a beautiful dance, and that somehow in there we know that there's going to be healing, there's going to be a lot of goodness in this springtime and this renewal of life. As we bring brand new energy, as we bring goodness, we know that we depend on our way of life. And we depend on our elders. And so at this time, ladies and gentlemen, as our living legends here have been asked to render a prayer, and later on we will hear from them intermittently to bring a story, to bring an understanding of the grass dance. Ladies and gentlemen, as we share in this time of prayer, we ask each and every one of you to take some time to think of those that are at home, think of those that wanted to be here, think of those that wanted to dance but maybe are unable to. Think of those that are bringing into life, coming into life, those that are having a hard time. We think about those relatives at this time. So, waho, waheche tuala.
Hamamurtavinen, Seortien, Anusutagabmi.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause to our living legends here and Elder Dexter Asapas. You know, tonight here, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set up here, we're going to get our singers to stand by. On behalf of our leadership here of our Saskatchewan First Nations, we're going to ask all of our elected chiefs, those of you that are in the house here. We're going to ask you to please rise here momentarily just to acknowledge you. We know last evening we paid a lot of attention to the Washichus, to the Muniaos, but tonight it's Indian night. This is Think Indigenous. So those of you chiefs in the house, we're going to ask you to please rise. We don't have a list. We're going to ask you to please stand at this time. And Evan said he'll buy you tickets to something in the future. Just kidding. But let's give all our Saskatchewan First Nation leadership, our chiefs, a big round of applause. We got our judges in place for the first round, ladies and gentlemen. And this is all 8 dancers here. They're going to go 2 songs. We're going to have a small break between songs. Is that right, Mike? And incidentally, our arena director comes to us all the way from Ada, Oklahoma, one of our world champion fancy dancers, Mr. Mike Roberts. Let's give him a big round of applause here tonight. And real quickly here, round 1 judges here, Daniel Sangre, Dustin Whitford, Lao Tutusis. I believe we have Fawn Wapio as a judge, and also Linda Standing. Let's give our judges a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We shut all the EMTs off for these judges, so there's no bribery. No, I'm just kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, $10,000 is on the line here tonight. Let's welcome our grass dancers one more time. We're going this way. We're going to start off over here with Indecha, Wooden Face. Song number 1. Let's get them dancing, ladies and gentlemen. Championship grass dancing. Here we go. Wicca. What do you say, ladies and gentlemen? That was song number one. Round one. Walk around, gentlemen, walk around. And of course, as you know, these are individuals here. They've been training, they've been running, they've been working on their cardio, they've been doing all kinds of stuff to get ready for tonight's go-arounds. And we're thankful to our arena director, also young Camden Scribe, one of our champion Teen Boys traditional dancers here. He's assisting here on the dance floor. And you know, tonight we're going to hear a lot of beautiful music. We're going to ask Rocky Boy Agency to be standing by for the next song. And when we talk about this grass dance, there's a lot of noted stories over the years. We talk about the Highway 2 powwows, and a lot of great things that happen. We're going to talk a little bit about it here tonight. But we're going to get right into some more grass dancing here. We're going to turn it on over here to Rocky Boy Agency. Let's get them rocking and rolling here on song number two. What a beautiful night here. Bring them on with a big round of applause. Here we go. Rocky Boy. Wicca. That's round one, 2 songs there. We're going to ask our dancers, our contestants, to come on over and line up facing that direction here. Your backs to myself here, your backs to the table here, and have your numbers out front there. We got some lights shining upon you. And these dancers are going to take a few moments to catch their breath, go backstage, do some stretching, and do all that kind of good stuff. This is the first round of judging. And in between, after this first round here, we're going to go ahead and put those points, those ballots forward. And we're going to ask you, judges, not to fold your ballots. Don't fold your ballots there, judges. And in the meantime, before they come out to round 2 of dancing, we're going to ask an individual by the name of Dennis Omiyasu to be standing by. He's going to share some words on behalf of our grass dance way of life. Individual that resides here in the local Treaty 4 at the Paipot First Nation, but originally of the Muscogee, Alberta. Let's give our judges a big round of applause for this first round of judging. And I believe also our dancers here, we're going to give them a few moments to catch their breath, go backstage, and we'll bring them back. And so, in the meantime, we're going to get a microphone out here to the out here in the front. Many of you know what if you've been around our powwow way of life for a long time, you'll know that Dennis Omiyasu, or others would know him as Dennis O. You would know that he had a unique style, a very kind individual that carries the Cree language, individual that carries the ways of our ceremonies, and has been called upon many times to interpret our way of life. And he's an outstanding speaker, and I would say he's a true authoritarian to be able to speak on our way of life. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, how about a big round of applause to Mr. Dennis Omiyasu?
Hai. Ni kan ge tuana no aku magan teka. Peh ta tamskat na. Na skuma go ge ikis samautik. Ste mau motanista. Kapewichi ta swan. Atanista muing skate moka sunki ko. Pianista parti monote hayan. Nista tun na skuma go ge. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to acknowledge the organizers of this history in the making, I guess you could call it, of the grass dance. My name is Dennis Omiyasu. I'm from Muscogee. My identity is the language that I speak, which is Plains Cree. Before I came over here, I was kind of wondering, what the heck am I going to talk about? First of all, I've been, powwow has been my way of life, all my life. I like to thank my my late parents and my community for showing me this way of life. My late parents would have been about 106 years old. I am the youngest in my family of 5 brothers who are not here with us no more, and 4 sisters. So, being the youngest, I was my late parents introduced me to their elders, and they also brought us to different gatherings, sun dances, and all kinds of different lodges, including the powwow as as I remember it. Powwow in Cree There's two words to it. One is Boat Simuan. Boata is Sioux. Nimihtoan. When you put that together, Boat Simuan. Sioux dance. It's a Sioux dance. There's another word for it. It's Pawata. Pawata, which is dream. Pawata Simuan. Pawata Simuan. For me, being very observant at that time, when I was a kid, at a time when it was horse and wagon days, all the 60 years and over will remember those days too. For myself, the trail that I liked going was about 3 miles west, and that's where the village was. And that's where the community hall was. And my parents, they were self-reliant. In other words, we had a farm, horses, cows, chickens, you name it. You know, and they were hardworking, and they were very kind. And which made me feel secure, you know, being the child as I was. And I remember when we got ready to go to the Wat Simuan, to the powwow, that's where we started preparing. In other words, in the days of the buckboard wagon days, you know, a team of horses and all that, we used to load up straw and also blankets. And then we also, my late mom and the sisters, they would put in their they would put in food into the wagon. And my brothers, they would ride their horses, and they would follow, you know, us, you know, on a wagon to the powwow. And once we got to the community hall, there was rails alongside the hall, in the back and on the sides. And that's where the ones who came with the wagons, the horses, they would tie their horses there. And they would put the straw in front of the horses. And then we'd go in with the blankets as well as the food. By then, there would be a feast. They would get ready for a feast. Now, in those days, there was a belief, you know, and there was a lot of symbolism at that time. But I later learned it was of a higher conscience. In other words, our people, even though that we would consider them as backward, you know, because of the days of the horses and all that, we were civilized, and we were educated, you know, and of a higher conscience, which means that when we brought our food in, adding on, you know, to the other food, one side would be the woman and the children, and that would represent Iskwewatayokan, the woman's spirit. She's the one that loves, that takes care of all that is female and loves children. And the guys would be on the other side. And of course, the person with the pipe would be in the middle there, you know, with the Oscapios. And then we would begin with the food. And they would be acknowledging Nimihto Okimawak, Nimihto Okimaskwewak. In other words, we had angels. And these angels were the kings and queens of powwow. So that's who they acknowledged when they raised the pipe. Of course, we also fed our loved ones who have gone on. And us, little kids, we were treated like prince and princesses in front of our moms, with the blankets right in front. That was our place. Everybody was very respectful, including the young people. And when we had that feast, everybody showed that respect. Of course, our moms, the way they dressed, they made their own skirts, they wore scarves, the old kokum thing. But here, it was my mom, and her peers. And that was that male-female balance that was happening. And after that was done, they'd set aside the food. And by then, in that hall that we were gathered, from the entrance across the hall, there would be 2 entrances on the sides, and on the corners there would be 2 dressing rooms. And I would see my relatives go into the dressing rooms coming from outside. My late brother, my late mom's twin brother, and of course, all these other relatives of mine that were coming in with their suitcases, going into that room there. And I'd get excited. And I'd tell my mom if I can go see Douglas, my late brother, the one one of the dancers. And of course, I'd be allowed, and I'd go in, open the door, and I'd see them. Everybody spoke the language, our God-given language. There was no need for translators, including us kids. We spoke the language, understood the language. And when I peeked in, my relatives, the ones who were getting ready to dance, they would be laughing, with putting on their outfits and all that, talking, just a good feeling. And I knew this was going to be a good thing, because these are old-time dancers, the kind of dancers that in those days they didn't have fringes or whatever. Of course, they had, beadwork. They also wore sequins, plumes, and it was a real good sight to see. And so I go back to in front of my mom and I wait. And then they'd bring out a drum. And that drum, it represented, it symbolized a number of things too. Just like the wood on that drum, it's just like a Sundance pole. And also the hide from our 4-legged, relative who gave its life for this drum. They would put it right in the middle. And then there would be escapeos, just like the kind that we have round dances, where they have stickmen. They would smudge, the sticks, the escapeos. And then they would select a singer. They would go up to the singer and give him those sticks to that person. And that person would distribute to the ones who's going to sing with him. And they'd go in the middle. And they were given 4 songs to sing. But before they even sang, they hit the drum 4 times. And that was to acknowledge the legs of that animal. And when they started singing, Kayah Kawetana, the one that the lead singer, it represented the head of that animal. And the ones that picked up the song, that was just like the neck of that animal. And also, they carried that body, the song. And of course, there'll be a tail on that song. So it's symbolized in that way of the spirit of that drum, that it is healing, very healing. And then there would also be a person we would call a TIIEC, and he would be the first one to get all dressed up. Even if there's nobody singing or whatever, he'd start dancing. And of course, the drummers, they'd have to catch up to him, otherwise they have to pay him. I took at it that later on, that he must have been a contrary, this TIIEC. So he symbolized in that way. And from there, there was no mics at that time. You know, there were what do you call nimito okimao, nimito okima squeal, which means the powwow king and the powwow queen. They were the ones who facilitated the powwow. They didn't have MCs or announcers. They were the ones who facilitated. And so when the dancers, there was no grand entry. The dancers would come out of the dressing room, start dancing, you know. And there, the powwow officially started when the dancers would come in. And I'd sit there in front of my mom. You know, the lights were not as bright as this, but they seemed so humongous from where I was sitting. And they looked so beautiful by the way they dressed. And the way they moved, you know, they're just smooth. A lot of footwork, you know. I was sharing this remembered story that I'm sharing with you to my brother-in-law. He's in his 80s. And I helped him to remember. And it really brought back the old days for him. He felt really good just recalling, just adding some of the things that, you know, to build my memory too. And I looked at him as my hero because I waited for him each time when he came out. And when he came out, I just thought, man, oh man, this guy is just like he's floating. Just like he's skating around. You know, just that's how smooth he is. And the way he moved his head, his whole body, and the way he dressed just stood out. And then there would be competition, just like what you're witnessing here. One by one, the audience favorite, you know, and the one who got the most, you know, applause, you know, is the winner. That's how it was. That was the competition that they had there. And of course, they had the whipmen, you know, Sastekan. They had a whip man too. He would be dancing counterclockwise. He had that office to get the dancers to come and dance. Make your spirit dance. That's what dancing is about, to make your spirit dance. And even the ones that had the crow bells, Chakatone Simona, they were there too. All these people that had offices. In other words, it was an opportunity because of the offices that they held to feed the, the angels. For instance, the crow belt itself. All those winged ones on that bustle, they all represent from one source, Okimao Pieso. Pieso, Piesisak, all the winged ones. That's what it symbolized. And when they had a giveaway, there was this one that my brother-in-law added. He said there was one society, Ktimaginawag, Igisigasats, Ktimaginawag. They were the poor people. They'd come in dancing, and they were dressed real poor, and they would carry these sticks with handkerchief hang, come dancing in. But yet they were the richest. Their giveaway stuff was just piled high. That's how giving they were, how loving they were. So, after all that, I fall asleep. Then I'd wake up, and it just seems like a dream. Except tamaan no ako magantek. Nanas ko na sa imin. Kahkiyo maskosiak ay hay.
Hey, how about a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Dennis Amiasu, beautiful words, good history. And tonight, this is all being archived digitally and is live streamed throughout Indian country, throughout North America. Here tonight, we're going to get ready for round two, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for round two? Northern Plains Grass Dance Showcase continues here tonight. Round two judges joining us here. Crazy Horse Bison, Howard Roulette, Christian Yuzichapi Tatusis, and Alphonse Obe. You'll be the judges for round two. How about a round of applause to our judges and our dancers as they come back into the arena here. We're going to ask Wooden Face to stand by for two songs. We're going to come to you here. Once our dancers in place, and as we go round by round here, we're going to work our way to a head-to-head dance contest here this evening time. Our judges are in place, I believe. I'm going to look to our arena directors. We're going to see if we're ready to go. In the meantime, the dancers are come out. They're fresh and they're ready to go. They're going to start. We're set to go, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready to turn it on over here to White Bear, Saskatchewan. Wooden Face, let's get them dancing. Here we go. Championship grass dance. Wicca. what do you say, ladies and gentlemen? How about a big round of applause? All right, contestants, walk around just a little bit here. Catch your breath. Man, we got champions of champions here this evening. You know, here tonight, as these gentlemen here, these guys have been seen internationally. They've been seen at all the big-time championship powwows, and a lot of them have been called to the winner's circle time and time again. Many of you know they come from a great history, a great legacy of dance. Some of these individuals are intergenerational champions, came from father to son, son to grandfather, grandfather to son, so on and so forth. And tonight, as we go through the rounds of dance, it's going to get more and more exciting. As you know, it takes a lot of effort to be able to dance song after song, to have perfect execution of footwork and body movement. We're going to song number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Bring them on with a big round of applause. We're set to go. Wooden Face. Let's get them dancing. Woo, yeah. Outstanding performance here tonight. Thank you, Wooden Face. Awesome grass dance songs. We're going to ask our judges to come on over here, and we're going to ask you to bring your ballots on over this way. Very, very qualified judges here tonight. I want to say thank you to our judges. We tried to be geographically inclusive, tribally inclusive here this evening time. This is round 2. We hope that you're enjoying the rounds. Let's give our dancers a big round of applause once again, friends and relatives. And once again, we're going to let our singers and our dancers have a brief break, and we're going to be going into round 3 of our Northern Plains Grass Dance Challenge here in a little bit. Judges, don't fold your ballots. In the meantime, we're going to queue up our next speaker, our next legend by way of the grass dance, an individual that has been a chief, a leader of his community of the Long Plains Anishinaabe people. He dances that old original style grass. He's an outstanding individual. I know him for a long time. And we're going to get a microphone over here to Mr. Dennis Meaches of Long Plains, Manitoba. He's also a professional entertainer. He's a businessman. He's all around, little bit everything of everything, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give our grass dancers a big round of applause and our judges. We're going to ask one of our longtime leaders, practices his Anishinaabe culture, history, way of life, all around awesome guy. Big round of applause to Dennis Meaches, ladies and gentlemen, Long Plains, Manitoba.
Miwach, Abuju to Temenanek, Sungwa Began Udishnikas, Penasi to Tem, Gandish Kutiak doinji, Haginakanimakanan, Wanugum Gagi Mubi, Gapcho, Nishin Wagagi Wabadan. Friends, relatives, my name is, my spirit name is Strong Standing Eagle. I'm from the Bird Clan, from Long Plain First Nation. I was raised by my Mushum, my grandmother, and my grandfather, Ben and Jean Meaches. So I was very fortunate to be raised on the Powwow Trail at a very young age. I think I hit my first, well, I remember in the middle of the night, my grandmother waking me up and getting my outfit ready, my very first powwow. So it was quite late at night, but the powwow was the next day. I think many of you can appreciate that, last minute regalia. Anyways, so I started dancing in 67. I was just about to turn 5 years old anyway, so. But the powwow way, life has given me a real blessing. I've been very fortunate. Long Plain had a grass dance society, and back then, no different than the Northern Plain grass dance societies, it wasn't only exclusive to grass dancers, it was for the whole community. There was a role for everybody to play in the grass dance ceremonies back home. So I picked up this old style through my grandfather, and he was a singer. I travel, go with him to powwows all over United States, here in Canada. So I really enjoyed that way of life, and I still do, and I'll dance until I can't dance anymore. But I also grew up on a horse cattle farm, and got my education at Portage la Prairie. And I just wanted to share that, you know, I think every generation has faced unique challenges. Every generation, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our parents, and now our children and our grandchildren. And what concerns me is what we are witnessing within our First Nation communities. And if we think about what happened back then, the grass dance societies were formed to actually protect our way of life, to protect us from the colonial imposition that was taking place within our First Nation communities. Because our grass dance, our powwows, our sun dances, sweat lodges were legislated out for many years. They tried to take that away from us. And the grass dance societies were an answer to challenge that. The Medewan societies were an answer to challenge that, the Native American Church. So a lot of these were thriving in our communities to help our people get through. So now we look at, you know, it's been said that the powwows evolved from the grass dances, and I truly believe that. So it's given me a good life. I've had the opportunity to also become a leader at Long Plain, and I served 20 years as chief. And I retired a couple of years ago. And part of my reason for retiring was actually to spend more time with children and grandchildren, to enjoy the powwow trails, enjoy horses, enjoy camping, and to visit my friends on the powwow trail, because I grew up with all of these beautiful people here, the dancers, the singers. And I acknowledge Dexter. I've known him for a long time, and thank him for his beautiful prayers, and the drums that are here, and the announcers, and everybody that put this together. Chief Tepotat, thank you for the good work that you're doing. So we have a long road to go. We have a lot of challenges, and I'm fortunate. My children also follow the powwow trail, and grandchildren are dancing on the powwow trail. And I really, really appreciate this way of life. I don't think I'd be standing here if it wasn't for the drum. It wasn't for the dancing. So when you think about it, all of the stuff that happened to our people during time of tribulation, during time of great challenges against our people, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, great-grandmothers, they were singing through all of this trauma. They were singing and dancing through all of this to keep our ceremonies alive, to keep our singing, our songs, and our dances alive. Every generation faces unique challenges, and we're no different. But I can also tell you what I'm witnessing within our indigenous communities, even though we're seeing more unnatural death happen than natural death in our communities, at least in the case of Long Plain. What we're witnessing is also our people are resilient. The population is growing. In Manitoba, 12% of the population is indigenous, and it's growing. We're very fortunate to have our very first premier in Wabganu. It's really, really so important because it wasn't that long ago in the election for the premier's office that a conservative government, and I'm going to say it, they tried to use racism against our people. They used that as an election platform not to search the landfill sites for four indigenous women, 2 of them from Long Plain. So when they use a platform like that, the highest office in the land, to say just stand firm and say no, that to me is totally unacceptable. And that's why our people, I think we're coming to a place in our lives, in our time, that that we are taking our place, as was supposed to be through our treaties. And I'm thankful because it took, since they started the search, then 4 months to find our missing murdered indigenous woman. So I'm really thankful for Wabganu. He's created I think he's done such a tremendous job. He's actually one of the most popular premiers in this country. And the reason why, because of his indigenous way of life, his leadership. He was brought up in ceremony, brought up to know about his history, his culture, his traditions. So to me, he really, really shows us what a true indigenous leader is all about. And I'm sure we'll see more of that in the years to come, and here in Saskatchewan also too, because you have a very large indigenous population here also. You can actually change the face of Saskatchewan. When I was a young child, growing up in the city of Portage, I recognized, there weren't that many Anishinaabe or Indians in the city. And that's where I met my good friend Brian Scribe. And I thank him because back in those days, we had a powwow club, and we had singing and dancing. So that was really good. And I take Chris as my Dujum, my nephew. And so we really had a great time during those, just to sing and dance at a young age and to grow into this role. My time as chief was very difficult, very challenging. 20 years. Our people never used to be angry the way they are. And I just say that because of Facebook, social media. I remember a time when there was respect for the chiefs and councils in our home communities. I remember a time when our chiefs and councils looked after our people, worked with our people, and the people gave them the respect that they deserve. But today, even though our chiefs and councils are still working hard, there is a lot of toxicity on social media. Facebook is really bad. I was on Facebook for a long time because that was one way to reach my people, through inbox. I wanted to make sure I was able to communicate with our people. But once I retired from politics, I got off Facebook, went over to LinkedIn, which is more civil. Nobody really calls you down there at all. And you do a lot of work there. There's a lot of indigenous business people, a lot of young indigenous people that are working, that are doing great things. It took me along with my colleagues at Treaty One Nation. Back in 2001, they declared Cap Yong surplus, federal surplus land. So we went after that land. It took us 20 years, 21 years to fight for that property. But we managed to get it, and we have a Treaty One joint reserve with the 7 Treaty One First Nations. 106 acres of land in Winnipeg. So, I mean, it's unfortunate that we have to continue fighting in the courts, continue fighting, you know, the colonial governments. But unfortunately, that's the way we've been living. Through every generation has had their unique challenges. And that will be no different for our children and our grandchildren. So I'm hoping in the years to come that things will get so much better for our people. The standard of living will get a lot better. The life expectancy gap will close because we're about 20 years from non-Indigenous people. We're seeing our people, you know, higher, like I said, higher health rates, and we can't be patients of the healthcare industry. We can't be inmates of the justice system. And the only way we're going to be able to break out of that is through the drum, the songs, the dances, all of these that our grandparents, our great-grandparents have fought so hard to protect. When at a time it was illegal, they gave us that. And we have to carry that on for our people, for our children, for our grandchildren. So I'm happily retired from politics, but I still have to continue working, and I work mainly in building up the Indigenous economy in Manitoba and across the country and internationally. So we have a company called the Spirit Healthcare Group of companies, and actually we just brokered a deal. Okay, I got my queue. They were going to give me a queue, so I got it. Anyway, with Papikasis First Nation, so we hope to be here in Regina sometime soon with our Tribal Council Investment Group. But I really appreciate this opportunity to be here, to be with you all. I love you all, and I hope that, you know, you stay well, your families stay well, your communities stay well.
Hey, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Dennis Meach's beautiful, beautiful delivery. Great history here tonight. You know, in this round here, I've been told that we're going to get right into the head-to-head. This is where we got 2 outstanding dancers that are going to come out, and they're going to showcase. And we got our legend judges. So these legends that we introduced earlier this evening time, Chief Wabpass, Dennis Meaches, Elder Dexter Asapas, we have Dennis Amiasu. All these ones are going to be judging this next round. And we're going to go random order here. So our first dancer is going to be this individual right here. And this is where I'm going to bring a little bit of a bio to you to introduce each of these dancers that go head-to-head so that we kind of get to know who these people are. And just in case you don't have a conference book, the first head-to-head dance pair here is an individual by the name of Chad Brown Eagle, and he will dance against Nathan Mitswing. Rocky Boy Agency, stand by. Nathan Mitswing, ladies and gentlemen, his tribal affiliation is of the Cree tribe. And ladies and gentlemen, here in the program that has been given to me, his favorite dance memory was when he was of an early age. And he comes to us from Loon Lake, Saskatchewan, Nathan Mitswing. He's the individual here in the orange ribbon. Let's welcome Mr. Nathan Mitswing of Minnestickwin First Nation. Makwa Sahagan, my apologies here. Give him a different hometown. And of course, our Our other dancer comes to us all the way from across the border. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to say thank you to Mr. Chad Brown Eagle, ladies and gentlemen. And he comes to us from the Spokane Tribal Affiliation here. Both of these individuals are going to dance to what they call a necklace breaker. And those of you that know anything about the grass dance, we're going to turn up the pace here just a little bit here. And these were the songs that were instrumental in finding out champions. These songs, sometimes they have a quick stop. Sometimes they come on through, and so you got to listen carefully. And so this is where you got to execute the listening, you got to execute the dance movement, and they're trying to impress the judges, of course. And also dancers, this is from the legends in our arena staff. They said if by chance you missed the stop, take a quick pause, keep dancing. And we all know we want to be honorable. We know that sometimes if the drum wins, it's okay tonight. But our chief told me, he said, whoever has the best stop of the evening, there's a little monetary going out to the best stop of the evening. Is that right, Chief? All right, so whoever has the best stop of the evening, the chief said they're going to get an additional prize money added to the prize purse, all right? So watch for it, watch for it. Rocky Boy Agency, this is where it gets real interesting. The songs will tell the story. We're turning on over here to Chad and Nathan. Head-to-head dancing here in this round. Good luck, gentlemen. Rocky Boy Agency, here we go. Hookah. Bring them on with a big round of applause. Hookah. Let him hear it, ladies and gentlemen. Let him hear it. Here. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Good show, good show. Thank you, Rocky Boy. Thank you. Man, oh man. Now, these are historical grass dance songs, ladies and gentlemen, right out of the book of grass dance, right there. We're going to be looking to our judges they're going to write one number down, and of course, we're going to go to C&T tabulating. We're going to find out who's going to go to the next round. We'll let you know after all the head-to-head dancing takes place. We'll let you know who advances to the championship round and who will receive a consolation prize. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we know these gentlemen here, they're true champions, and they're brothers also, and it doesn't matter win, lose, or draw, they're going to be brothers tomorrow morning. One's going to have a bologna, and one's going to have a steak. I had to say it. Let's give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. All right, nephew, come on over here, and in the hat here, nephew's picking out some, the magic hat is here with all the names, so the next head-to-head will come out of this hat. We'll find out who it's going to be, and we'll get the chief here. He's going to find out. I'm going to pick out of the magical hat. Rocky Boy's been studying, and you know, man, they went right back to the archives. We're talking about the late 1800s, early 19-something. All right. We're going to ask for our next set of dancers here. We're going to be asking for Ira McNabb, George Gordon's First Nation. And, of course, Jace, a.k.a. Peanut Roberts. Come on out. Now I can say, I know these young gentlemen here, they've been dancing the grass dance for a whole lot of years. They both come from a long legacy of dance. And this is going to get good. This is head-to-head dancing right here. We have Jace Peanut Roberts, my left-hand side over here. He's representing the Choctaw and Nakota Nations. How about a big round of applause right here? And, of course, Ira McNabb representing the Treaty 4, George Gordon's First Nation, Cree Nation. Our dancers are set to go. Rocky Boy, we turn it on over to you. Let's get them dancing head to head. Northern Plains grass dance style. Here we go, gentlemen. Pika! It's all about style here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Outstanding performance. Thank you, Rocky Boy. True champion grass dance song right here before us. Man, we're liking it. We're liking it here, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting good. It's getting good. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being in attendance here in this Northern Plains Championship go around here, sponsored by Think Indigenous and also Kaktuistahow First Nation and all of our corporate sponsors. Let's give these dancers a big round of applause, man. Woo! Man, you know, we talk about some of these legendary grass dance specials that happen throughout our powwow history, and we talk about song after song. And a lot of these songs, they have a lot of spirit in them, and so we appreciate these singers for bringing that good vibe, that good energy. We're going to bring forward our next head-to-head. And ladies and gentlemen, we're bringing forward our next head-to-head dancers here. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Elias Hermany Horses. He will dance versus Randall Pascamin. Elias Hermany Horses, tribal affiliation, ladies and gentlemen, Oglala Lakota, Cheyenne, Arapaho, Taos Pueblo, Meskwaki, and Leech Lake, Ojibwa. 25 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Big round of applause to Elias Hermany Horses. And, of course, Randy Pascamin of the Sweetgrass First Nation Cree Tribe. Big round of applause. We didn't want to say how old Randall was. We just know he was around when the dinosaurs were still around. So we're ready to go. Head-to-head dancing. Rocky boy. Let's get him dancing. Here we go. Wicca. Let's give them a big round of applause here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to the Rocky Boy singers. Thank you to our dancers here. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, as these individuals will stand before our judges in the Legends category here tonight, we're very appreciative. Let's give these dancers a big round of applause. This is our final head-to-head, ladies and gentlemen, of all of our outstanding 8 dancers. Introducing here in our final head-to-head here in the Northern Plains Championship, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Wambadi Claremont. A Lakota, Dakota, Taos Pueblo, Meskwaki, and Ojibwe nations. He's 23 years of age, and he will be dancing against Rusty Gillette. of the Arikara and the Hidatsa nations. And ladies and gentlemen, Rusty as well, his number of age is in here. He has asked us politely not to reveal his age. We're ready to go. We're going to turn it on over here to Rocky Boy Agency. It's grass dance time, ladies and gentlemen. Bring them on with a big round of applause. Here we go. Thank you, Rocky Boy. Thank you. All right, we're going to ask our contestants to face the judges here respectfully here. We're going to do some tallying up here, and we'll bring to you who will advance to the next round here, who's going to advance to the $10,000 round. And I've been told here there's some more sponsors that have come in, Chief. I don't know if you knew about this, but along with the first place prize of $10,000, an anonymous donor has donated a free night stay at the Empire Hotel. Holy smokes. I don't know, maybe that was our friends there. Joaquin Hamilton, he said, I would like to donate. He said, I traveled all the way up here. I'm going to donate an awesome 5-star hotel here to that first place champion. Thank you, Joaquin. Good one. We're going to find out here. I believe we're going to have a Dexter Asapas. We're going to bring him a microphone. He is our next individual to speak on some of our customary ways of the grass dance. A true living champion, a true living legend, ladies and gentlemen. Great honor to introduce Mushroom Dexter Asapas. Those of you that travel around our powwows here, you know that he's very gentle, very kind, has always raised his family around the traditions, the culture, our powwow way of life. Holy smokes. Well, man, you would have thought he was on ice there. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Elder Dexter Asapas to bring some words here.
Silon? Okay. Ano mo ako magantik? Kakyo, kinas kong tinaw, hutika petrotik. Tapos miuna akong hutanos, kapit ko ay sumut sigo kay. Mas kusisa mo ni sika te kumayan sa kawapartmak, no ako magantik. Halos sa, minametrogoski, kapit tawag sitalos. Ias chakot nai metrogoski. Hakto se kuhtigi aki ko anosuta kaki veista masu aki ko. Ano ni mito ka nos Kapar Samotka, Mascosi Samon. How to die, Kosnigi Ekiga, Kamiuskago Ekanos, Iswapastamak, Noakumagantik. Friends and relatives, this is a great night to hear the drum and to hear the bells. It makes me feel good to hear the bells once again and to hear the drum. That drum that's what hit here tonight is a spirit to bring us some comfort to us in here today. And to hear the bells and watch the dancers here. It made me feel good. I hope every one of you has got some good energy from this tonight. To think about it. This is a special night for the dancers. I didn't know I was going to be a judge or come here and speak. I don't put myself any place. I was chosen to be here. The last couple of days I've been praying for this place here, praying for everything that'll go all right. Even the travelers to have a safe trip home, to go home to their fireplaces. Some of them came a long ways. And some came across the border to just come here and watch this. This is a great event. Something great. I'm going to go back in the day. Time when I first started dancing. There was an old man, Pies Destorn Gagit. He's the one that brought me into the circle way back then. He prayed for me. And he was an old style grass dancer. It makes me feel good to watch this dance here. Many times in this power circuit, I've traveled many, many miles in the powwow. That drum, the dance. Sometimes I don't feel good. If I go there, that drum lifts up my spirit, my mind and heart. You know, friends and relatives, this powwow of ours, many, many times that I went to places to a powwow, they bring these little ones in. They register them into this powwow we call Pot Summon. They bring them in, they have giveaways. And they pray for that little ones, whoever was brought in there to be in that powwow circuit, powwow life. Powwow life is a good life. They registered them in there. Back then, old people back then, they registered their children in ceremonies. Powwow is a ceremony itself. We have to get back into that ceremony ways of that powwow. We must not forget the meaning of Pot Summon. We must not forget that powwow, that drum, the dancers, the bells, everything. We must not forget that. Because the old people, they worship everything back then. Even the beadwork, they worship that. They said those are our God's beads, they used to say. Vegansak. They respect all the regalia that they have. We have to respect that because the feathers that we wear, everything that's made, handmade, you got to respect that. Because that's what the old people said. You got to look after what you have. You can't lay them around. We have to teach our kids that, how to respect the regalia, how to respect feathers, and how you're brought into that powwow circuit. Powwow is a something that we were given Something long time ago, the old people respected everything. They respected everything that they had. And they didn't have much back then. But they always had those songs, those sacred songs, some songs that you hear today. Gives us good feelings, gives us good energy. That's what we need. Come on, TIIEC. But someone. Come on, TIIEC. Friends and relatives, we should respect one another. Sagito. Always trying to greet one another in a good way. Don't be mean to one another. Because we're all number one in God's eyes. Kanehiawa. Us First Nation people, we're number one. Don't ever forget that, where you come from. Sagito. That's a great word to use. That's what the old people used to tell me. Manachito. Take care of one another. Don't talk about one another. Don't say bad things. My dad used to say, if you got nothing nice to say from your mouth, don't say it. With that, friends and relatives, thank you.
How about a big round of applause? Beautiful words here. Thank you, Musham. And that's Musham's Red Talk right there. Truth bombing. I like it. We're going to bring all of our champion grass dancers out here to circle up. We're also going to ask Chief TIIEC to go on out to the center. Our sponsor, man, oh man. Man, you know, there's been a lot of dancing here tonight. And now, you know, in the days of old, there was a lot of grass dance specials, a lot of grass dance championships, battles, bragging rights that was talked and spoken of throughout our years in history. Some of these grass dance specials we talk about, there was minimum of 10 songs, minimum of 20 songs, you know. And tonight, you know, these gentlemen here, they gave it their best, they gave it their all. And what we're about to do here is we're going to name 4 consolation dancers here. But our chief and council here of the Kaktuwishtahow First Nation is they're out here. They're our sponsors. Let's give our sponsors a big round of applause once again here. And, you know, it's a beautiful thing to be able to honor the professionalism of these dancers. We know that they dance through, they do everything they can to represent their families, their nations. They represent their people. They dance through injuries. They travel hours on hours, and they do it year after year, season after season. And we're proud of our dancers here. Let's give our dancers a big round of applause one more time, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, our outstanding singers, we're going to say thank you to a lot of people here tonight. But we're going to go with our consolation dancers here. And you know, after a few rounds of judging, a number of songs in, we're going to inform you here of our consolation winners. There will be 4. Our first consolation winner is dance contestant 202, taking home $3,000, ladies and gentlemen, Nathan Mitswing. Taking home a consolation acknowledgement here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, dance contestant 505, Jace Peanut Roberts, $3,000. Our next consolation winner, dance contestant 101, Randall Paskaman. And our final consolation for this evening here in our Northern Plains Grass Dance Championship, dance contestant 808, Wambadi Claremont. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause to your top 4 dancers that will advance to the next round. Thank you to our sponsors. We're going to give these top 4 dancers a few seconds to find their place here, get some real estate. We're going to get right into the championship round here. To take us into this next round of judging, we're going to call our judges here. Myron Eaglespeaker, you're a judge. Kimberly Tatusis, Watson Whitford, Brendan Harvey, and Coulter Goodwill. Your judges for this next round. These top 4 dancers are going to dance to one more song. And this song is going to come to us here from the Wooden Face Singers. Wooden Face, stand by. Once we have our judges in place, we're going to call for the song. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you enjoying yourself so far? Make some noise. We're going to be, I believe, we're going to be going into, right from here, we're going to go into another round of judging, and then we'll go into the, the prize money, top prize, $10,000. Second prize, $8,000. Third prize, $6,000. Fourth prize, an undisclosed amount. No, I'm just kidding. $4,000. All right. And these are all casino vouchers that can be claimed. No, I'm just kidding. All right, we're set to go. One more time right here, your top 4. I can tell you there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of butterflies in these gentlemen here. But I told them all backstage, I said as we advance to the rounds, don't drink water, don't drink Red Bull, just drink a little bit of Pepto-Bismol. It'll calm the nerves. We're set to go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to turn it on over here. Wooden Face. Let's get these champions dancing. Here we go. Bring them out with a big round of applause. Woo! Wow, thank you, Wooden Face. Thank you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Judges are going to, that's the kind of championship song that brings out all the right moves, all the right movements, the right vibe. Who wants one more? I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back in about 25 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. We're on a union. We're very much a union house here. No, just kidding. We're going to give these gentlemen here, we're going to go back here to the books. We're going to tabulate. We're going to find out. I believe we're going to tabulate. And I believe while that's happening, we're going to get our next speaker to stand by. We're going to get our next speaker. We're going to get a microphone. We have a gentleman here that come to us from the Thunderchild First Nation, an outstanding grass dancer, all-around individual. He had a time, an era that you would have saw our chief, Delbert Wampas, taking some time to share, and he's taking some time out of his schedule. And what you can see here tonight, here's these dancers, these champion dancers are going over. They're acknowledging the drum in their own private way. And normally, we just leave it as such. But I want to let you know that these champions, they acknowledge these singers because they know it was these singers who did that. Let's give a big round of applause to our top four, to our singers. Ladies and gentlemen, we turn it on over here to Chief Delbert Wampas to share a little bit of words here on behalf of the grass dance.
Check.
Hanawago magantik. Morgan estis ta kutamit no. Maganis ibnanas ka magkutawi no. O taga miuta kutay kwa ke pek na paya go ke. Was kusiuni mitok. Ego tanse kwa me pnitskagwak. Kikskitena no igo kap ngwatagitat kwa gumagan no. Ite kapeuts pasigwak. Wewit tamay minaskiga na kap mwikchik kwa gumagan nok. Igo kap ngwatagitat. Pechana way no gumagantik. No kome kwa numus kome kipe opigichik. Ego we pats kagi wani hak numusum. Ego tots no kom kagi peuts kanawimit. Moi gats ngawim pewita mau. So nanas kamao go ge kagi peotaw yan ka peogaw yan kaito etsik. Moi singagi toania. Magano kom wiya kagi peks na mo tansigi ko kagi sposki tutoman. Ego tanse tamatop matsun kagiyan. Igay magnanta kap maitemik no ako magantik kap magasi manota chige mami chet ko ako magan no moinstu tamne hiyon. I want to say in the name of the Creator, I greet you all and say thank you for coming out this evening. You know, earlier we heard different speakers, beautiful messages that was given. And they talk about, you know, when my dad was alive, when my mom was alive, I never had that opportunity, you know, before I was born, my father was passed on. And my grandmother raised me from a very young age. And at 10, I lost my grandfather. And I always laugh when I say this, but it's true. There was never a man in my life when I grew up. I was raised by my grandmother. I was raised by my grandmother's sisters. I was raised by my aunties. That's the life that I was given. And I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. I was introduced to dancing at a very young age. And it was by accident. It was by wishing I could dance. And there was a gentleman by the name of Orville Stone who used to have a fancy dance outfit. And we were probably 6, 7, 8 years old, and he didn't want to dance. And so every time I kept trying to go to these powwows that he was at, local powwows. And every time he didn't dance, I put on his outfit, and I was a fancy dancer when I started out. And as time went on, I grew out of that, and I couldn't afford an outfit. Because you understand that with my grandmother, she wasn't old enough yet to get old age, so we were on welfare. And when we went to powwows, we had to go charge up at the local grocery store. And we had 2 tanks on our old Dodge truck, so we would fill up the tanks so it would take us there and back. And with the groceries that we charged up. The point behind my story is that many of us, we take for granted what we have today. We don't respect what it is, the life that we have. And dancing, to me, I hate to reveal my age, but I'm 56 years old, and I've never touched a drop of alcohol in my life, nor have I smoked. And I don't say that to brag, because honestly, even to this day, there are times when I hit that wall, and right away I think about drinking. So it's one day at a time, even for me. And I don't say that to try to be better or to try to be looked at differently. Right now, I'm a leader of my community. I didn't pick to be there. I was picked to be there, not by the people, by the Creator. So I work for Him. Before I came and gave my talk, I received a call from my daughter who told me, and crying on a phone, that she had to go get a little girl that was raped by 2 men. But that's the reality of our communities. That's the sickness that we have today. And our escape, our healing comes from powwow, comes from dancing. All of us have come here tonight to get that spirit, to take that hurt away, that trauma that we have within our lives. We feel it. And it's tough, especially for our people that do that work, our mental health therapists, our healers, our ceremonial people. I'm honored to have Elder Roy Bison here, because I hear about the good work that he does out there on behalf of us, the people that he helps. And my other brothers, other relatives that do this work. I received a text from a good friend of mine, a brother, Julius Not Afraid, watching this, feeling good. And he said, this is what tied us together as nations. It wasn't too long ago where we went sugar beeting, hoeing sugar beets in Alberta, where we got kicked around by the Blackfoots as Crees. Now today we can go play hand games there. Now today they come. We have mixed families in each communities. That's what powwow has done for us. That's how we've come a long ways to have extended families, to have those relations. And the drum. How many of us know and understand the power of the drum? How many of us understand what powwow means? What is powwow? Many of us just pick up an outfit, get ready because we want to dance. But we need to understand why. Why am I doing it? Many of our children today don't dream. And many of them don't have hope, because many of them are trying to survive. They're surviving day in and day out. So I thank Dr. Chris Scribe for putting on a conference, Think Indigenous. But we have to ask ourselves, what does that mean? What does that mean? The drum, if the singer is in the right frame of mind, coming here, coming to a powwow in the right frame of mind, that drum through the singer is going to make that dancer dance. It's that spirit, a chak, that spirit that moves us when we dance. But if you're here to win, rather than putting on a show and to heal the people that can't walk, right? The people who are struggling, we're not going to feel you. If you're here just for the show, we ain't going to feel you. These 8 dancers that came here tonight, we felt them because that's their spirit. They came to heal us. It's not a coincidence that these 8 were picked. These 8 people live a good life. And I want to thank the organizers. I don't come here to profess to know anything. And I have feelings and how I feel about what's going on. And my escape is powwow. That's my escape. Because when I'm out there in the arbor, nobody can touch me. Nobody can come and say what they want. Nobody can kill me on Facebook. Especially in Thunderchild because we don't have cell towers. Hey, it's kidding. But that's what's happening. Earlier we heard the old man talk about miwi chetun, saagitun, kasagitog na gumagantik. We heard that. To love one another, to get along with one another. Wahutun, to be related to one another. Easy words to say, hard to live. Because even with our own families, we don't get along. And as dancers, if you can't be happy for that other dancer, don't dance. Same thing with singers. So what if you don't win? What did you get out of it? That's what matters. So with that, no ako magantik. Inanas ko mo ano tenis te pakinggan at yung kapiks ko an. Mawego te pe papsumag. I don't come here, in my words to talk about somebody that's here. But we're all feeling. And tonight is an awesome night. Tonight is an Indigenous night. And tonight we are taking healing home. So with that, thank you. Hi.
Hey, how about a big round of applause? Chief Delbert Wampass, man, bringing some good words. Good words. Holy smokes. You know what, here, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you're enjoying yourself. We wanted to bring some history. We wanted to bring some songs, some dance, some vibes, some re-energization here in a time of spring. I've been told by our tabulators here and by our committee, we have a tie. And in order for us to find out who's going to be the grand champion, who's going to bring all of the assorted lineup here, we have to break a tie. Now, I got to tell you, we had 4 outstanding dancers that made it to that round. And we have a 3-way tie. We're going to dance. We're going to ask the Rocky Boy to stand by for a tie-breaking song. We're going to ask dance contestant 606, Chad Brown Eagle, to come on out here to the arena. All the way from the state of Washington. Also dance contestant 404, Ira McNabb. And also in our tie-breaking showdown here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be calling out dance contestant 707, Rusty Gillette. Now, in the old days, we used to have Calcutta. You could take bets on your favorite dancers if you like. Side bets if you like. We need our judges to go on out there. The selected judges, you know who you are. And again, as our chief had spoken and our legends had spoken, this is an intertribal dance floor. We're trying to recognize the geographical location. We're trying to recognize a good representation so that we can create the fairest opportunity here tonight. We got 2 starts. Dancers, it's going to be 2 starts. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Who's ready? I don't know. It sounds like everybody's bored, Chief. Chief Tapetat, I don't know. Maybe we should take a break. I don't know. Who's ready? Make some noise, grass dance fans. Make some noise. All right, here we go. Cheer on your favorite dancer. Cheer on your drum here tonight. We're going to break the tie. Here we go. We're going to turn it on over here. Rocky Boy Agency. Let's get them dancing. Here we go. Good luck, gentlemen. Oh, man. Line up there. Contestants line up here for our set of judges. How about a big round of applause to Rocky Boy Agency and this tie-breaking song, Holy Man. You're talking about indigenous pride right here. Some of our proud moments in this dance arena. Proud moments. We're calling about generational pride, and we're very happy. And these are the kind of moments that we live for here, ladies and gentlemen. We're proud of these individuals. We're proud of this room. We're proud of the opportunity that we could celebrate together. And in spite some of the realities and difficulties we face, ladies and gentlemen, we can celebrate because we still have our language, we still have our songs, and we still have our proud indigenous identity, ladies and gentlemen. How about a big round of applause to Think Indigenous Incorporated, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, my little brother, Chris Scribe, you know, he had a dream, he had a thought a number of years ago. And it started off at a coffee table talking about, hey, let's get together, let's get some educators, let's get some grassroots, let's get some people together and let's make a conference, let's do something. A lot of people talk about different ideas and concepts, but I'm very proud of my little brother here, Chris Scribe. He took the initiative, he got forward, he went forward and he talked to some people, he went to his elders, and Think Indigenous was born. Started off kind of in a humble way. We thought maybe a couple hundred delegates. First year, right off the hop, we held well over 400 delegates at our first conference in Saskatoon. And from there, it has grown. This year, we're over 900 plus delegates, ladies and gentlemen. And give yourselves a big round of applause for that. People wanting to make differences, people wanting to make solutions, not talking about crying around, making excuses, talking about realities, talking about the things that our chiefs and our people see every day, those of you in the Happening Field, finding ways to create solutions, finding ways to create good moments, good, successful, healthy moments in our history. And we want to say thank you to each one of you. We're going to ask our final legend here tonight. I know a lot of you academically have earned the honors of doctorate. This next individual here, we call him Dr. Love. We're talking about Ronnie McNabb, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, he's a doctorate of the grass dance. He's the doctorate of just an all-around awesome guy, ladies and gentlemen, a true champion, Mr. Ronnie McNabb. How about a big round of applause? Oh, sound man, can you turn on the microphone out there? Can someone turn Ron on? Can someone turn on Dr. Love? You too can enjoy good medicine. Hey.
Good evening. I'd like to treat you all and greet you all in a good Indian way. Happy to see all you people. Some of my friends from across the line, they're all here, come to witness this. When I started out, I never thought that I was going to be what they call. I just loved to dance. And I was taken by my grandfather when I was a kid to go to powwows. I was telling Delbert when we'd come to Thunderchild long ago, it would take us 2 days in his old vehicle going 40 miles an hour. And we'd camp along the road, then keep going. But I've been fortunate and I'm thankful. I've been taken by families all over Power Country. And it's been a real blessing. And to watch these young guys tonight, like, man, I used to dance like that. But yeah, you know, like it's been a journey. And to dance has carried me through a lot of things. I lost my grandparents, I lost my parents. But the one thing that I always did was to dance. It helped me heal. It helped me get through a lot of things. And like I said, I've been fortunate. I have family from Oklahoma all the way to Loon Lake, you know. And it's been a journey. And I'd like to see some of my old grass dance friends here. Nice to see you, Vince. Rusty is dad. I don't think Rusty is quite as good as he was. But anyways, it's nice that you all came here. It's been a great evening for our people. We meet so many hardships every day in the world we live in. But you always got to hold on to that, hey, you know what? I am what I am, and I can't change it. So you hang on to that. And to the young people, like, just keep trying. Go out and dance and enjoy yourself. One thing I'd like to say, the way I got started dancing, I was running around as a kid. I traveled with my late grandfather. There was a man, some of you might know him, Gordon Tutusis. I seen him dance and, man, you know, hey, I want to be like that. So my late grandfather called him up. He got some gifts together, and he asked Gordon to dance for me, the late Gordon. And, you know, that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a dancer like him. And then later on in the years, the rest of the brothers took me as a brother. It's nice to see my late brother Arsen's wife sitting over there. I was fortunate in a lot of places. I've been fortunate to be taken into families. Even when I go to Bismarck, stay with Vince, and man, his wife can cook. I just can't see how Rusty is only 160 pounds. Yeah, but it's been a blessing. Like I never thought, you know, that people would look at me this way. All I ever wanted to do was dance. But another story, I believe, I hung out with a lot of like great singers in my time. I traveled with a lot of great singers, the Badlands singers, you know, like the Capo brothers. They were famous, my mom's relatives. And I've been fortunate to travel with all these great singers, and I'd ask them questions. And so one of my nephews came and he stayed this week. And I had this old drum that was given to me. It was passed on to me. And so they were up playing their games, and so I went to get it, and I said, hey, we should sing. I said, you guys should sing. So they set out that old drum, and they started. And I went to lay on my bed and listen to them sing and just enjoying that moment. And get this is no kidding. By my window, there was someone by my window singing along with my boys and my nephew. And it was an old guy. The way the old guy sang in a deep, like a man voice. None of this pinching your throat and stuff like that. You know, and for real, this right through that song, that singer outside would just, it was touching. So, and then I told him like, oh man, you know, you guys woke up some mushroom tonight. You made somebody come and sing with you, and kind of got emotional. But anyways, I passed that old drum on, and he just sat there, my nephew, and he just, but that's the singing part of powwow. It's not all about the dancers. They wouldn't be a powwow if it wasn't for singers. A lot of people can attest to that. But yeah, it's not election year, so I'll quit right here. I'll put a comma there. But safe travels to everybody that's here. Drive safe. You know, I teach my boys, when you're gonna hit the road, light your smudge, you know. It'll carry you a long ways. So, have a good night.
Hey, Dr. Ronnie McNabb, ladies and gentlemen. Doctor of the Grass Dance Academy. Man, I've known him for 40 years, and that's the most I heard him talk. Thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate that. Well, I've been told we have another tie. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to ask Woodenface to stand by here. We're going to ask our top 4 dancers to report back out here to the arena, ladies and gentlemen. As they come out, let's give them a big round of applause. Elias Hermany Horses, Chad Brown Eagle, Ira McNabb, and Rusty Gillette. We're going to ask them to come on out, report to the center of the arena here. And I know they're doing interviews back there, CBC, APTN, all that good stuff. We heard on the live stream somewhere, and the White House was trying to zoom in, stream in somehow. I don't know, but we had to block them. We had to block them. And block them. Well, one of our dancers out here. And tonight we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring some results here for the fourth place dancer and the third place dancer. And our second and our first place dancer are going to dance one more song head to head. It's getting interesting here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you've been totaling up the amount of songs these gentlemen have danced to, but it's getting up there. I don't know, Pancho, what's the count? About 9, 10 songs, some of these guys in these rounds up here. We got the legendary Pancho Brady in the house. Fancy dance extraordinaire, all around good Indian man. Good to have you in the house. Some of Fort Berthold's finest are in the house. The Bradys are here. I like it. Welcome to Regina. We're going to ask our sponsors to come on out here to the center floor here. We have the Kaktowisha Hall Chief and Council, all the Executive Council members here. Let's give all of our dancers a big round of applause one more time. We had 8, and now we're down to the 4, and man, these guys came from all points, Indian country, man. These guys traveled far. And once they got the invite to be here, man, they went to training. Some of these guys are year-round dancers. They're out there. They're doing the training. They're doing the road work. They're doing all of it. And we're proud of them. Tonight, we're going to go ahead and start off in 4th place. We're going to award an individual here with $4,000. Taking 4th place here tonight. Total, all the points. Right here, dancer 707, Rusty Gillette, $4,000 winner. Fort Berthold, North Dakota. Outstanding individual, basketball player, designer, publication designer, all around head staff. He's been at the head staff for about, I don't know, every major powwow in the last half a century or so. I don't know. Anyways. Well, ladies and gentlemen, 4th place winner, Mr. Rusty Gillette here. Big round of applause. This next dancer is going to take home $6,000, ladies and gentlemen, Canadian currency. We're talking about dance contestant 404 from the George Gordon First Nation, Ira McNabb. $6,000 winner, ladies and gentlemen. Chief Delbert Wapas is in the house. Come on over. As we exit the arena here, we got our 2 champions right here going to go head to head. We're going to be dancing for $10,000 right here at the end of this song. We're going to award a 1st place and a 2nd place. It's come down to these 2. And we're going to be coming on over here to the singers, the Wooden Face Singers, for this championship song. Dancers, it's going to be a full song here in this championship go-around. Judging the final right here, we got 3 of our invited legends here this evening. We have Dennis, Dexter, and Delbert. And these gentlemen here, they've all seen their time, and they've seen all the glory, the beauty, the pride of our powwow nations. And we're very proud to all of our folks that tuned in on our Powwow Times live stream here. I always say good evening to each and every one of you that tuned in, have been watching here faithfully throughout the evening. We're here at the championship final, ladies and gentlemen. This is the champion of championships here in the Northern Plains final. On behalf of Think Indigenous Incorporated, on behalf of our sponsors, the Kaktuwistahal Cree Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, are you set to go? We're going to count it down here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start at 10. We're going to turn it on over here to Wooden Face. We got $10,000 going to be awarded here. One of them is going to also take home the best stop of the night. Somebody's going to get the best stop of the night. Holy smokes. We're ready to go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wooden Face contest time. Here we go. Picka. Ladies and gentlemen. more time, Power fans, Power Nation. Woo, yeah. Thank you, Wooden Face. What a championship song. Just a little bit of everything. Medium tempo, slow to medium tempo, all the way up there. True kind of song that we're looking for to be able to name our champions here tonight. Big round of applause to these two dancers right here, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we're going to give them a few moments to go backstage and purdy up a little bit, or stand backstage here, maybe get some water, find something. Hey, my good brother here from over in New Zealand. I know a lot of you out there, I hope you enjoyed yourself. And again, we want to say thank you to all of our sponsors and all the people that took time to be here this evening time. And truly, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an amazing evening to witness and be a part of tonight. We also here, in addition to Think Indigenous Incorporated, and of course our sponsors. Dancers, come on out here. Let's get our two outstanding champions to come on out. And take your programs. In your programs, if you have your conference programs, you'll have a feature and a bio on each of these dancers. I know a lot of people are going around getting them signed and having them here. You know, this was the first of its kind here, hosted by Think Indigenous Incorporated. And so we appreciate here tonight. I believe the results are in. Our sponsors are heading out here to make the official presentations. And we're going to ask the Kaktuishtahau Chief and Council to come on out. There's some beautiful artwork that's going to be shared. I believe also on behalf of Red Fox Apparel, on behalf of Myron Eagle Speaker and family, they also put in one-of-a-kind, tailor-made suitcase and I believe a crew neck, and also that anonymous sponsor to bring that voucher for the Empire Hotel. That's going to be awarded here tonight too. I believe we're ready to go. Are we naming the champion first, or are we going to go to second first? Champion first, right here, ladies and gentlemen. Elias Hermani Horses, your champion. $10,000, dance contestant 303. Dancing out of Rosebud, South Dakota, by way of Denver, by way of Oklahoma, by way of Newtown, ladies and gentlemen. Outstanding dancing here. Please get a picture with him. And also your second place, ladies and gentlemen, true champion taking home $8,000, Chad Brownico. Spokane, Washington, I believe. Is that right, Chad? All right. Good to see you up here, young brother. Man, what an outstanding time. And in order to have all this awesome dancing, ladies and gentlemen, you got to have awesome singing. Let's give Rocky Boy Agency and Wooden Face a big round of applause. We appreciate these singers. I want to say thank you to our head staff, our dance judges, our arena directors, and of course to our technicians. We want to say thank you to Washtay Sound, Championship Sound here tonight. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to resume our conference tomorrow morning. We'll be back here in the house. Make sure that you come back, be a part of it. I know many of you will be participating in our final day of our conference tomorrow. And we had a number of folks that said, man, it was awesome to see on the live stream. A quick shout out to our brother out of Lame Deer, Montana, Hunter Blasting Game. He said that was some pretty good singing that he heard. So shout out to Kola, Hunter Blasting Game. Also, Aaron Tatusis, he said, man, I want to know why they call Ronnie McNabb Dr. Love. I wonder who's going to tell that story. I don't know. But it has been fun. I don't know, singers, if one of you want to kick out a... Oh, yes, Chief. Is there still the best stop? Who got the best stop? Huh? Rusty. Rusty Gillette, if you're still here, best stop of the night. Rusty Gillette. Slam the brakes on right on time. Rusty Gillette, if you're still here. He said there's, the chief said we're going to have to put a Cactuwishtahow tariff on that as an American dancer. So your $1,000 is now $750. Nah, just kidding. Best stop of the night, ladies and gentlemen, Rusty Gillette. Shake hands with the chief. And thank you to our legends for being here. Thank you to each and every one of you. We appreciate all of you for being in attendance here tonight to witness the very first of its kind in Northern Plains Grass Dance Championship in Treaty 4 territory. So it's been an amazing night. We hope all of you have enjoyed your evening. Gosh, have a good evening and travel safe. Until next time, we'll see you all down the road. And thank you to C&T tabulating as well. Thank you to all of our judges. I believe we're going to go ahead and sign off the air. It's been an awesome night. Chimi Gwich, Wopila Tonka, Chi Chapalo, on behalf of Think Indigenous Incorporated, we appreciate you all. This is the 2025 version of our Northern Plains Championship. Awesome. Have a good night.